Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. Well, apparently we've got a green light for investors, despite the fact that just 3 days ago there were people freaking out, losing their ever-loving minds as Bitcoin cratered down from whatever it was at. What was it at the time? 43 to 44,000, whatever it was, down to $40,300 in, what, a matter of like 20 minutes? Despite the fact that happened, and XRP and everything else under the sun fell, despite that, we've seen a massive burst today. Certainly for some coins, I saw some coins over like 13%. Now, Bitcoin's only up 3% and XRP's in the green, but it's only up a little over 0.5%. None of this is going to matter in terms of what's popping right now. The asset class moves in tandem, and so people are so focused on what's immediately happening to their own emotional detriment. But set that aside. We're seeing a major, like the indication here, it's everything as it goes. We have the Dow Jones hitting a new all-time high. You understand why that's significant, right? In the world of crypto, we've not seen, Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. We haven't seen those types of rallies without equities playing along. We haven't seen that. But here, the stock market looking pretty damn good, right? Pretty good, wouldn't you say? I would say. And so what do you think crypto's going to do? Well, it's currently following, as one would expect. And so if this persists, and that's what looks most probable to me personally at this moment, we're going to have a hell of a 2024. Buckle up, folks. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, at the time I record this video, XRP is at 62.5 cents, Bitcoin at 42,757 bucks. Now, Bitcoin, from what I've seen, it actually did get closer to 43,400 to 500-ish. Live CoinWatch, for some reason, is reporting a 24-hour high of 44,780. I don't know if the way they collect data, it shows that it did wick up that high or something. CoinMarketCap is not showing that. They're showing over $1,000 lower than that. And similar story for XRP. For some reason, they're showing, I've never seen this before, that this level of disparity. But they're showing XRP at 70 cents. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way they collect data. I'm not sure. I haven't seen that anywhere else. If anybody has any information on that, let me know. I don't pretend to be a know-it-all. I'm not. I don't know everything. I just wanted to acknowledge it since it's on your screen right there. It says 24-hour high, 70 cents for XRP. The highest I've seen is a little over 63 cents. So is what it is, though. Just thought I'd mention that. Again, CoinMarketCap not showing that. Here's the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, 72 out of 100. People feeling greedy AF, my friends. Here's perspective from Rakesh Upadhyay, who writes for Cointelegraph, and he's a chart guy. He wrote the following. Bitcoin has failed to rebound sharply following the fall on December 11th, suggesting selling pressure on relief rallies. Glassnode data shows that short-term holders, entities holding Bitcoin for 155 days or less, sent $1.93 billion worth of Bitcoin to exchanges on December 11th and $2.08 billion on December 12th. The last time single day selling crossed the $2 billion mark was way back in June 2022. This shows that speculators are in a hurry to dump their holdings. However, lower levels are attracting buyers. Trading resource material indicators suggested that institutional size bids could be seen, but added that it was unclear if it was accumulation or a short-term trading opportunity with dips being purchased and rallies being sold. Cointelegraph contributor Marcel Peckham analyzed derivatives data and said that Bitcoin remains on track to hit $50,000 despite the recent correction. He added that chances of cascading liquidations were low, as the correction seems to have been primarily driven by the spot market. And so there you go, folks. This $50,000 level, that seems like a high level of probability, according to most analysts that I follow, just about all of them, frankly, at this particular point in time. Then the question is, to what degree we're going to see things move up? Well, given that the stock market's playing ball, and that is abundantly clear, and we just had that speech this afternoon from Jerome Powell. I'll talk about that in just a second here. Everything's lining up. And so for XRP holders, this is exactly what we want. We need, like, historically, what should we expect if we want XRP to hit a new all-time high? Well, a couple things off the top of my head. We need equities to play ball. We're seeing that. And we need Bitcoin to hit a new all-time high. It's positioned for that thanks to equities. So even if XRP lags behind, as it historically has, and I expect that's what's going to happen, though we'll see, great. Everything is actually lining up right now. This is absolutely exactly what we want to see. Here's the Watcher Guru account on social media platform X. They wrote this afternoon, just in, BlackRock says Fed Chair Jerome Powell's speech is a green light for investors. Yes, green light for investors indeed. And this is why XRP is so perfectly positioned. Yes, it's great for Bitcoin and the entire asset class, but my God, XRP has so much less money in it. When it rips, my God, the multiplier effect. This is where the life-changing wealth thing comes into play. So here's the headline from CNBC. Dow rallies more than 500 points to record, closes above 37,000 for the first time. All-time high for today. All-time high for Dow Jones. The Dow Jones Industrial Average jumped to a record Wednesday as the Federal Reserve signaled it would cut rates several times next year, satisfying investors who hoped the central bank would finally start to acknowledge the slowing trend of inflation with a less aggressive monetary stance. And then they go on to cite the range, and so it's staying put here at 5.25 to 5.5%. And I don't really feel the need to read the article. I just wanted to make the broader point here. But there's a quote here from somebody named Gina Bolvin, president of Bolvin Wealth Management Group, who said, "The Fed has given the market an early holiday gift today when, finally, for the first time, they have commented positively about inflation. It appears that the Fed is moving in the market's direction rather than the market moving towards the Fed. The Santa Claus rally may continue." End quote. So, couple of things on that. Historically, we do know what happens when the Fed does start cutting. And so the market's expecting that, and they're excited about it, but should they be? Well, couple things on this. There was this post from attorney John Deaton, and he wrote, "Perfect storm. Bitcoin halving, Bitcoin spot ETFs, Fed stops raising rates while signaling 3 cuts in 2024, good court outcomes in Ripple/Grayscale cases, Binance settlement, election year equals rate cuts coupled with printer go burr and increased liquidity." So when he says printer go burr, he's talking about printing money, obviously. And so I agree with a ton of that. There are a couple things where I have question marks and I'm less confident, but he's saying reasonable things. And let me just point out a couple of things where I have a little question mark over my head effectively. As far as the Bitcoin halving, I'm not saying it literally has no impact, but I don't think it's going to make at this point a material difference because it's such, like the new Bitcoin production, it's such a small percentage of overall what happens within the ecosystem. And so you could cut it to zero, and yeah, it'd be true to argue that yes, that's going to help Bitcoin price go higher if there were no new Bitcoin, right? Obviously, but almost all of it has already been created. So where's the actual growth going to come from? It's going to be from people that already hold Bitcoin selling it, almost all of it. So the Bitcoin halving, yes, from a technical perspective, absolutely, John Deaton's right. All I'm saying is that the degree to which it's going to be impactful, I think it's overblown. I'm not saying John Deaton's overblowing it. I'm saying that people in the world of crypto, I think they substantially overblow it. That's just my opinion. And then as far as the rate cuts here, well, look, happy to see things moving sideways. Interest rates staying where they are, because data shows us that when rates are cut, that's an indication that things are about to get real rocky, right? And I've talked about that before. And so if this time is different, okay, but there's real data to show it's actually bad. That should be a scary sign. Now, the good news is even if it happens and it is a scary sign, so say that history repeats, it is a bad thing. Well, it doesn't mean that we can't have a blow off top for crypto before that. Maybe the cycle really is moving faster. And honestly, at this point, we'll see what happens, but it looks like it at this point. It hasn't been 4 years, and here we are. It's been a few years. It hasn't been 4 years, right? I mean, technically, it's been a little over 2 years since the all-time high for Bitcoin. So assuming that we see a new all-time high in 2024, that'll be 3 years plus or minus a little bit, depending on when it happens. So take a look at this. From TXMC, this guy used to work for Glassnode on-chain analytics firm. It's just fantastic. Where I want to highlight this. He wrote, "Seen a few people claiming rate cuts equals crash. The causation is backwards. Historically, they are cutting because things are crashing. The cut doesn't cause it. Same way the yield curve uninverting doesn't cause a recession or a crash. It's usually the Fed cuts that uninvert it." And folks, this is what I was talking about literally within the last few days. He posted this morning. It's not the case that the cutting causes the crash. If the Fed does this historically, it's because like, oh, things ain't looking so hot. So then they cut the rates, trying to spur economic activity because money's cheaper then, right? And so if you're a business or an individual, like, oh, Well, so I don't have to pay as much interest and I can afford it to be a lower monthly rate for whatever loan I take? Yeah, okay. And you spur economic activity. That's what we're talking about here. But again, that's historically in response to other metrics that look really, really bad. And so that's what he is saying right here. And I just wanted to highlight that. This is a guy that dives into the charts. He has the data to a much greater degree than me, but I just wanted to share this to bring the point home. Like, what I'm saying is absolutely factually correct. And it's because of people like him and the blockchain backer that I'm aware of this, and I just want to spread the message. That is the case. So I'm concerned that when we see this, it could be bad science. But it doesn't mean it happens that second. And also, we could see a blow off top for crypto before that, and then we still get ours. So we'll see how things play out. But I just wanted to bring that up. That's pretty much it. So just a quick video here. I just want to show you, like, there's so many reasons to be so excited for what's going on here. But again, Bitcoin, like, everything's lining up. Stock market looks great. We need to see that continue. Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. It's probably going to happen if equities keep doing what they're doing, and then XRP follows, and it's going to substantially outperform Bitcoin because there's way less money in it, and it doesn't take much money flowing in to get a tremendous multiplier effect. That's why it's a sweet spot in investing in crypto for me. It's a crypto that, yes, it's a large cap, but it's been around for over a decade, so I have greater confidence that it's, technologically sound. It's obviously not a rug pull. It has actual utility. So if utility starts mattering more quickly than I would have guessed, then I'm good there too, even if there's a pullback in markets. So all of that. But in 2023, even large caps don't have that much money in them. That won't be true in a decade, but it is true now. And we gonna get ours. In terms of life-changing wealth, absolutely. This is an incredibly exciting time. So I hope you're enjoying this as much as me, and I hope that you guys aren't fearful out there because there's no reason to be as far as I can see. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.